Hello everyone, this is Danish from jobskillshare.org. In our YouTube channel, one of the videos, A Day in a Life as a System Administrator, I got this comment. First of all, I want to say thank you for the nice comment right here. And also I want to tell people that please do not call me sir. I am just like you, a normal person working, trying to share my skills. I'm nowhere near the sir level. So don't call me that. Just call me by name, Danish or Dani. I'm perfectly fine with that. First of all, I create a lot of videos for people who want to start an entry-level IT career or who want to transition, but I have yet to actually cover a video where a person is really close to a title where they're still confused. So my video in this video, I'm going to be trying to target people who are in the same scenario, where you're almost a system administrator. You're almost there, but you're still confused. So I'm just pushing you. I'm just giving you a little push, or maybe sharing some information that may really help you and maybe push you, So as you see that in your comment, you're already doing a monitoring job. You are already doing a trainee engineer, so they are basically giving you that engineer title. So you're doing monitoring, you're doing WDS, and for people who doesn't know this is more of like a deployment tool. You work on updates, and you're using a WSYS because that's not just a single computer update, it's a server-based update. You're also using a McAfee server, domain controller, etc. And this whole criteria right here fits into this, into the system administration side right here, all the way from here. So you say, but I'm also aware of MongoDB, Node, HTML, CSS, WPF, Java, JavaFX. So you're even a level up than just a normal person trying to become a system administrator, because usually as system administrators, they don't work too much on the coding side, but now it's becoming it's kind of like it's becoming a little bit more I would say, because so many things are moving to cloud and so many applications are becoming a cloud-based applications. So then there's this term DevOps comes in. Later on I'll explain that, but in this video I want to focus on where you should be focusing on. And you see right here, moreover, I have some interest in networking, AWS, Azure, hacking penetration. I'm very confused. I'm very confused at this stage. What field should I choose? So let me tell you, from your experience and the way you're explaining yourself, this is the career that you want to be in because you're almost there. So if I tell you that maybe you shouldn't focus too much on the CSS, HTML, Node, you can learn it, of course, but you remember, these are all different careers. So I see a lot of people get confused and they take on something too broad because those skills have their own unique titles. So you don't want to be involved in something so big that you cannot finish. So if I tell you that you're already doing this stuff, and with this networking, Azure, AWS, then this is where you're going to be, kind of at the level where you're going to be making pretty good money, because this is something that a lot of people are going for after help desk, or if they want to become a system administrator, that's where they're going. The two other sides are totally different careers. Full stack developer don't have to do anything with domain controllers, servers, WSYS, WDS. They don't work on these kind of stuff. Ethical hackers, similar. You don't work on these things. You understand domain stuff like that, you scanning and everything, but you don't really do something like you have mentioned before, monitoring and stuff like that. You don't do that because these are totally different careers. So my suggestion to you is that you're already there. All you have to do is to focus on the next stage, which is interest. You say interest, this should be your focus, not just interest. That should be your next goal, that I want to learn about Azure and stuff like that. So let me just explain this in a little bit more a diagram way. It may help other people too. And I have done a lot of system admin, videos, like how do you become a system admin practically. There's a video about that, so you can actually watch that just to know which courses you should be taking and all that. And since you are already in there, you probably a little bit ahead of in this area right now. But the reason I'm saying you should really focus on Azure and AWS, that will really change game for you. Now a lot of people focus on monitoring, WDS, Windows Server, stuff like that, but I have explained this before too. Things are changed now. It's not just about one server here that you're maintaining the WDS, WSys, or stuff like that in this one server. Things are going out now in a different site. And if you see that, let's say for example, this is a company right here, and they are going to be, let's say, hosting a website. So right now what's happening, there are two things that are happening right now. Let me erase this, let me create this again. There's a company like this, and they're hosting a website. Let's say this is their website. So back in the days, a lot of people, and still now, they will have a server right here, and that should be one of your, let's say, IIS server or Apache. And I'm going to focus mostly on Windows side because that's where we're teaching most of stuff. Later on we may start other things, but at this point, let's say this is an IIS server and you're doing a Microsoft server related skills learning in this. But what happened right now, a lot of companies are moving away from this. They're actually using, let's say, Azure or AWS. And in this case, if I say Microsoft, I'm going to be focusing on Azure, right? So let's say this is Azure in your area. Maybe there's one data center near you. So this site will be then hosted right here. And all you have to do is you have to connect to your system through the cloud, which I'm going to call it cloud because then you will have access through internet, right? So then you're managing your site right here. So that's why I say focus here, because things are going to move away from here. Remember when we were talking about virtualization and how it totally just totally killed the whole infrastructure side of it. Like people just wanted to get rid of the physical stuff, and how when there were, like, let's say 50 servers, and all of a sudden that became only 3 main servers, everything gone with virtualization. Similarly, things are moving to cloud very fast right now. So this is going to be your focus right here, that you want to learn Azure. How do you put how do you manage a SQL in there? How do you manage apps? Because right now applications are running from apps. They don't even have like a full server where you can call it like, oh, this is the operating system of the server, so I'm going to get into this and then see some logs. No, there's actually apps that's running your website now, and you basically now need to monitor apps, the login for those, the logs for that, and the logs for Azure, how many people are logging in, out, the insight in it. All these type of applications, you need to learn that from Azure. Okay, and similarly, if you're not talking about Azure and AWS, will be the same thing. Similarly, they will be running everything from here, and that's a different site. So my thing is this, that you should be focusing where you are right now. Focus on the monitoring, focus on the WDS. These are still there. It's going to be I say many years before things are really moved to cloud. But you should also focus on the cloud too, because what happens is a lot of people start applying for jobs, and sometimes this company be like, okay, you know a lot about cloud, why don't you just come and become a cloud engineer for us, because we have so much going on in cloud. Why don't you just become that? So you see, then you have so much flexibility to change jobs and move into the right direction, and that's going to be your future. So that is going to be my suggestion to you, that you should be focusing really right here and keep learning on the new technologies that servers are coming with, all of that stuff. And of course, as a system administrator, this is not just it. Then you will find out that there are millions of sites on Cloudflare, like stuff like, let's say, okay, this is Azure, then maybe this site content, the caching and stuff like that is also managed by another company called Cloudflare. And now that's a big thing for a lot of people, and because now everything is running from that, you need to now learn about Cloudflare stuff, which you're going to learn later on. But I would definitely think that if you get a good command on the servers, monitoring, deployments, how to check logs, how to then react on these logs, how to fix things, and then coming back to Azure and look at their logs, turning applications, creating application, connecting some of the single sign-on stuff, that's where you're going to be doing a lot of work. And this is why I say that the focus in your focus is 80% in the right direction. You just need to the interest need to be changed into more of like, I'm gonna do it. It shouldn't be just interest in the Azure side and AWS side. Okay, so I hope I cleared some of your confusion. If you're still confused, don't worry, keep commenting and we'll clear it till you get the whole idea of system administration. But if you really want to know practically, then there's a video on YouTube too. Just type job skill share system administrator practical, and that should give you that one video that I have created, that I basically show a description, and in that I explain everything. Okay, this is exactly the jobs out there right now. Are you really ready for this stuff? So how do you prepare yourself and all that kind of stuff? Okay, thanks so much. I hope this video helped you.